welcome guys here to the Kansas Speedway for round number 10 of the Mountain Race Series Season 6 for the running of the 5-hour Energy 400 benefiting Special Operation Warriors Foundation. I only say that once. Anyway, here at Kansas Speedway, it's been one of the more funner tracks, I guess you could say, on the NR circuits these days. This newly repaid 2013 version of the track has brought a lot of exciting racing, especially on the front stretch when drivers on the apron, 3 or 4 wide, and just great racing overall. But this race a season ago brought a fuel mileage situation into play, and a couple of drivers actually pulled it off, and actually one of them won the race, and that person's actually here in the booth with me today. Co-commentator today is Seth Cole, the defending winner here at Kansas. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny that we're here today thinking about Kansas. We actually, like I said, a season ago, you were one of 3 drivers that stretched it and actually pulled it off and got the victory, and it really catapulted you into the chase later on in the season. So what do you think these drivers are thinking today, knowing that this could come down to fuel mileage?
Oh, I can guarantee you that their crew chiefs were definitely looking over the tape from last season, seeing what strategy was utilized then. They're going to probably try and utilize it here, because with the way that this particular track is, you have to be in the right place at the right time in order to have a shot at winning this thing. And so pit strategy is going to play into it a lot, with the fact of trying to get yourself up a little bit further than the guys that you're behind. And as you said, this track, there's so many different lines you can run. This track kind of surprises you a bit, because you can run the high line, get a run off of 2. You can run the low line, get a run off of 2. And you never know which line's going to get the advantage.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting situation at this track. It's a very fun track, though, and a lot of things can happen. And we saw what happened with you last week at Talladega. You tried to do the fuel mileage. You just didn't have anybody that helped you, and you actually ran out of gas. So you've been on both ends of the spectrum now on the fuel strategy, but I think these drivers have seen what's happened, and now they're going to find out and just try to do something today, maybe pick up a win. But enough about us talking about that. Let's head to the back straightaway, so if you haven't even seen the guys yet. On the pole today in the 42 is actually one of the rookies, Ian Dutta. Dutta is actually running pretty well. He's 8th in points, looking for his first win. Hopefully trying to pull out Larson. He would like to get a victory and not get second. Dutta, like I said, I think it's his first career pole, so see how he does. One of the more surprising drivers of the season, Zach Buchanan, he led the points for a little bit. Had a couple of off races, but he's still 3rd in points. Been really pleasant surprise so far for the rookie. And it's rookies have been a big part of the season. They've won, I think, all but 3 races this season. I'm thinking maybe 4, but that's not really anything out of the ordinary. A lot of rookies actually tamed this series pretty well early on in the season, so it's very interesting to see that, though. So go to the rest of your top 10 real quick. Jake Rogers and Jack Richards make up row 2. Row 3 is Tim Freilich and Sky Commons. Row 4 is last week's winner, Justin Perry, who got into victory lane. That photo finish with Danny Wells and Leo Rogers on the outside of him. And round out the top 10 today is Cole Daly and Steven Gonzalez. And also to point out, we have some cars running with pink numbers or pink schemes, whatever I had, for the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I wanted to do that at least for 1 week. But what do you think's going to happen, Seth? Do you think it's just going to be calm racing, or do you think they're going to go at it early?
Oh, I think they're definitely going to go at it early, especially with the double wide start. The thing that's going to be interesting for me is I just recently came off running the weekend at this very track, and the biggest problem that these drivers seem to have is they carried an awful lot of speed through the middle of turns 3 and 4, and with that extra speed, they would kind of slide up and almost hit the wall coming out of 4. So we're going to have to see if that's going to be something that these drivers are going to have to contend with here today. If it's the case of them getting 3 and 4 wide, that's when it really seems to be those cars skid up the track in the turn 4 area. So that may be the toughest thing for these drivers to have to conquer here today. Other than that, though, if they can master turn 1 and 2 and be safe coming out of 4, I think we're going to have ourselves a pretty clean race, but it's not going to be just a single file warfest. It's going to be a lot of 3 wide racing all the way through the field.
And there's your points leader, Jessica Shelton, coming in today's race. Had a solid top 5 last week. She's starting mid-pack. I like to usually update where the points leader is. Red Bell is 2nd in points. It's actually females 1, 2 in points. That's kind of rare to see any time in our community, so pretty cool to see that. There's Red. She's starting toward the back. And again, we'll see what happens, but we'll get ready to go racing here at Kansas. Alright guys, we are back and getting ready to go racing. As you look over to the left of the screen, there's the starting line for today's race. And Ian Dutta on the pole today for the first time this season. As you look through the rest of your field where everybody's starting. 41 laps though, Seth. Do you have a pick maybe who's going to win this race? I don't know if you have any idea, but do you have a prediction maybe?
Well, I can tell you that definitely with the fuel strategy possibly coming into play, and based on what I saw in the race weekend I had here, starting at the back's not normally such a bad thing. I think Red Bell actually might be in a pretty good position here because she's starting near the back. She'll be able to work her way up pretty quickly.
Yep, and there's the green flag, and we are racing here at Kansas. The 500 Energy 400 is underway. And to point out something about Red Bell, she is the last winner here. She won in the chase last season when she drove for Stewart Haas Racing in the 39 car. She actually won this race last season. So that's a reminder too. So that
They
might
definitely stored that away up, I'm sure, and what she did to be able to win that race to try and do it here.
And that's a crazy sight back there. Right around Jack Richards. That's him and the Dr. Pepper crawlers this week in the 83. Yeah, Sky Commons under him as Ian Dutta led lap 1. Zach Can's going to go for the lead. Let's go to the back real quick and see what's going on. Aaron Reed back here with Red Bell, like I said, second in points. A few drivers with different paint schemes and stuff. And there's the race sponsor car. It's Tim Walsh right there in the 15. He's falling in behind Michael Cozy right there and Charles Jackson right behind him. Dylan Young been one of the hardest drivers of the season right there in the 2. He started toward the back. Comes in here fourth in the points. Look at the right there, that run on the bottom right there. I don't know if Seth Cole or Jack Richards have a problem. I think Richards is falling back. Something's wrong with the 83. But they get that run on the apron, they can gain so much momentum on the front stretch. Do you think it's going to play dividend at the end of this race, maybe determine the winner?
It definitely could. There's no doubt about that. I mean, one thing that I think you're going to maybe see here during the course of the beginning of this race is drivers trying to get the rubber up there on that high side and then trying to kind of have a mock final lap, if you will, with the cars to the inside and see how much of a run they can get off of 4, and that may come into play here in the final laps.
That's interesting. 1-2 with 888 right there. Joshua Mudd led that lap. Joshua Balkin, who had an impressive top 5 run last week after struggling a lot of the early part of the season, needed that run, that 8 car. He's up and running good, and he's with his teammate Trent Dunham. Trent comes in here 5th in the point standings, looking for his first win. Now, the trend for Trent in the series, here in the Mountain Dew Race Series, he wins 1 race a season. He hasn't won yet this season. He's trying to get his first multi-win season. He'd love to win here. His girlfriend Red Bell won here before. Maybe he has something up his sleeve here. We don't know.
Yeah, the bad news for Trent, though, is at this particular track, it's very difficult to hold the lead. I mean, these guys, they're going 3 wide for the lead right now, and they're going to keep doing this the whole race.
Yeah, he kept it for about a corner and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
And there's another driver that's been struggling. Right here, Danny Wells. That's how close he was basically to win last week. Right there, Acosta beat him to the line. That was about how close it was. Danny almost won last week, but Acosta, there's a couple guys. Him and Cole Daly, a couple drivers down in points, just struggling this season. As Trent Dunham's way up the track. Uh-oh, 4 wide. Like I said,
if they give each other enough room, they can make it, but they're coming to that turn 4 area.
And there's the ride in the wall part.
There you go. He's got to keep it off the wall,
He actually did a pretty good job of it, but he's stuck up on the high side right now. Look at him. All the way almost down to the grass. Michael Norman and Liam Marvik are down there. Dutta just rubbed doors with Joshua Mudd.
And Dutta's been rubbing doors with a couple of drivers. I saw him rubbing doors with Danny Wells a couple of laps ago, too. He's in a very precarious position right now with that 42 Chevy.
Yeah, we're 7 laps into this race, and we haven't had a caution unless I just saw the lights. Nope. Not so. And Acosta's in the wall. I think Balkin's also in the wall. Oh, it's that bad as Galligan has the lead. Oh, there you go. Henley's around.
Oh, there they go. Yep.
They just wrecked back there. The caution's out. Oh, and points leader Jessica Shelton actually is in the lead. Uh-oh. And there they are. And there's Acosta. Dylan Young's involved, 4th in points. The pole sitter Ian Dutt is involved. Henley, he is 11th in points. There's a lot of guys up in points just got involved now. I think there's somebody else up ahead smoking. There is. I don't know who that is. Oh, it's Joshua Balkin.
Oh, wow, we saw him up at the front just moments ago.
Yeah, him in the 16 we saw against the wall right there. Man, that's going to be a big hit for these guys. These guys are up in points. A lot of these guys are. Stutter flying through there. Uh-oh. I don't know if anybody else got any damage. Look at Justin Perry's coming to Perry. Oh, they're actually splitting right now. Jake Rogers in. Michael Norman's in. Some guys are going early. That might be the start of the beginning of the strategy. And there's what's left of the 16 car of Ryan Acosta. It's been a miserable season for that Roush team. Just struggling all season long. Yeah. Well, that didn't take long, did it? I was about to say, we've been 7 laps.
No, it didn't take long. It was over in that turn 4 area, too. The only thing is, I'm not certain exactly if it started with Acosta, because it almost looked like someone turned Henley just before Acosta came down into traffic. So I don't rightly know how that was triggered, but we'll be finding out in a minute.
I'm not sure. There's the pole sitter coming to his stall. Ian Dutt is going to try to repair that 42 car, but he has a lot of damage on that car. And there's one of the guys started up toward the front there, Jack Richards. We saw him dropping back. I don't know if something was wrong with that car. The car just wasn't handling, but nonetheless, we're under caution for the first time today. Let's go back and see what happened that collected some of the guys up in the points. Well, Seth, you were talking about it. Rubbing the wall off in turn 3 and 4 is usually bad news coming off the corner, and Acosta and Balkan are both around the wall. But when you keep it on the 25 car, I think I know what's going to happen here. Looks like Henley.
Oh, Henley?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came up.
He came up in front of Dutta. Man, Danny Wells got very lucky through, and so did Joshua Mudd. Acosta had nowhere to go.
Oh.
Bad camera work by me. I don't get paid enough to do this. Man. Acosta, that's where the damage is really going to come in there. Look at Trent Dunham sneak by, and Leo Rogers, and Justin Perry got a little piece of it.
Oh, Perry did get involved.
Balk in there, Steven Gonzalez woed up. There's Sky Collins. Look at that 42 car slide up and hit the wall again. Pretty sure. Acosta got hit right there. Who was that? That was Dylan Young.
That's Dylan Young, yeah.
The Worth car is not going to be worth that much after this, after he hits that 16. Carpenter snuck by. He didn't have anywhere to go. He was in a 4-wide situation of his own. Zachary Fitzwater and Jacob Lawler just snuck by. Gonna go back and look and see if anybody else got any more damage toward the front of this wreck. But you called that, though. You said that was going to be the Calamity Corner, and it looks like it's still going to be.
Yeah, see, the hardest part about that turn there, especially with where Acosta and Balkan were running, is, your car's up in the wall, instinctively you want to turn it down the racetrack, but when you're in a 4-wide situation, there's no room to be able to do that. But I am quite surprised that we actually had the wreck start on the inside line rather than with a car on the outside line coming down into traffic.
Yeah, and like I said, 11th, 4th, 8th in points were back there sitting there. Henley, Dutta, and Dylan Young. And there's people like Ryan Acosta and Joshua Balkan have struggled already this season, have a lot of damage, and probably going to be in trouble once again today. And last week's winner, Justin Perry, saw him get a little piece of it. I don't know how it's going to affect his 11 car. He looks like he's okay. I don't see any damage or anything buckled up on the hood. We'll have to wait and see on the restart and see how he does. But that's why we're into caution for the first time today. Let's get back to the restart and see what happens next. Duh. Alright guys, we're back. We'll be taking the restart on lap 12 of 41. As of right now, 3 cars are out of the race. They include Joshua Balkan, Sean Henley, and Ryan Acosta. And again, Henley going to take a big hit in points. 11th in the standings coming to today's race. He needed something to happen. This is not what he needed. Looks like everybody else stayed on the track. Looking through here. We're looking for Dylan Young. There he is. Justin Perry is still in the race. He retained his spot, but we'll have to see how those guys are. Top 10 rundown. Jessica Shelton, Liam Irvig, Sean Galligan, Tim Freilich, and Cole Daly, your top 5. Then you got Michael Cozy, Joshua Mudd, Danny Wells, Tim Walsh, and Tony Blazer, your top 10. Now, what do you think they're going to do this run? You think they're going to be a little bit more calm this time? I think Seth is getting talked to here at the moment, so I'll continue on. Shelton right now ahead of her teammate Liam Irvig. These two had a battle at Phoenix trying to win that race, and these two had to lead a lot of laps, but neither one of them went to victory lane. Oh, and Seth is back. I was going to ask you, do you think that they're going to be a lot more calm this run, or you think it's not really going to change after what they just saw?
It's not going to change, I don't think, but the fact that they're starting single file for this restart rather than double file, they're not going to get quite as crazy, I don't think. They're still going to get 3 wide, quite a few rows back, but I think they'll be able to give each other a little bit more room.
I think we got a delay on our thing.
Oh, wow. Oh, Freilich almost looked 4 wide. That was close.
And then Michael Cozy's going for the lead right here in the 23. He is a former winner in the Nationwide Series, in the Mopar Nationwide Series, that is. He had a wild finish, got a 3-wide pass a while back. It's been a couple seasons now, but I mean, he's won this track before. Cozy knows how to win. He just hasn't won a cup race. And BK Racing's been kind of a pleasant surprise. They've had some good runs this season as Tim Freilich sneaks under him. But it's good to see some of these underfunded teams or these little smaller teams running up at the front here.
Yeah, and you don't want to put Kansas into a restrictor plate track scenario, but quite honestly, this particular Kansas, with the way that there's not much opportunity to be able to hold the lead for a long period of time, it's a big opportunity, as you say, for the smaller teams to get up here, get some TV time, and have an opportunity of winning this thing.
And I was looking at the back to see who was off the pace, and it's no surprise. There were 3 wide for the lead: Galligan, Freilich, and Shelton at the line. I don't know if Galligan or Shelton got it. It was like Shelton did, yep.
Yep, I know.
Ian Dutta looks like he's off the pace. There's Dylan Young, and Justin Perry apparently is off the pace. They're running about 26-second lap times at the front of the pack. These guys are running 27, so they're about half a second off the pace. That's a tough break. Right now they're mired back 37th, 38th, and 39th. So that's going to hurt them big time.
It's going to hurt them, but I'll tell you what, it's kind of interesting, though, too, because we had a bit of stragglers come to pit road, and for the majority, most of the drivers didn't come to pit road, and I think that the fuel window here is about 20 to 25 laps. So if this thing goes green to the end, I don't really know just exactly if Perry and others like Dutta and Dylan Young, even though they're damaged, if they can make it the rest of the way, but that could come into play with them having pitted and the rest of these drivers not.
And look at the back of the pack. We were wanting to see where your pick is at. Red Bell. I probably should have made a pick 2, but it's a little late. But Red Bell, she's 25th right now. I think she's just hanging around the back, trying to stay away from trouble. She's coming up on Trent Dunham right here. They're very close. But she's running in the back right now. We saw Shelton. She's at the front, though. So it looks like two different ideas of what they're going to do today. Red's just running around the back, and Shelton's just going to stay up front. It's almost like a plate track. Just want to stay up front. They're 4 wide right here.
Yeah, 47 was up in the wall at one point there off of 4.
Man, Liam Arvig was riding doors with one of the Evernham cars. I think that was Freilich. And then Tony Blazer had to just get out of there on that 47. There's Joshua Collard. A lot of Evernham cars are coming up here. I see the 9.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Dodges.
Evernham's the only Dodge team in the entire series. I see the 19, the 43, the 10, the 9. I think everybody with Silver Fox is up here. Jackson's in the wall. He got a little bit of damage on the side of that 5 car. He rode the heck out of that wall. As Sky Commons led the last time by.
Yeah, Steven Gonzalez almost was up there in the wall as well when 10 car got to his inside, but he was able to keep it off the wall.
And talk about a driver just needing good luck in this series, just something to go his way and not wreck. That's Cody Lamas. He's dead last in points. He cannot catch a break in this series. I was going to say looked like he was going to lead a lap, but I think I jinxed him again. I'm starting to think it's the hatred I have for Jimmy Johnson, like actually in real life, and that's why he does bad in NR. But I mean, I've never wished bad luck upon Cody. And he almost got hit by Sky Commons. He just wants to finish.
He almost got turned.
It's just like every time I talk, it's like, Fitzwater's gonna be the guy up in the wall. He's already in the wall. Wow, he really slowed up. He got off the wall though. Man, he hit the wall a ton.
Yeah, he was in it a lot, and that's why he was able to actually get off of it earlier, because that car was almost at a dead stop.
I'm looking through this field right now. 36 cars are within 1.7 seconds. Everybody is right here, and Red Bell's in the middle of it back here, rubbing with some guy named Seth Cole, I believe.
Yeah, that debut in that alien isolation paint scheme.
As Danny Wells is in the wall, man,
boy.
He was right next to Tim Walsh. Now he's going to go to the back of that pack. And Richards has not really made any moves to the front. I was watching him. He's still riding around the back. That car just must not be up to speed, or something's just wrong with the 83 car today.
Yeah, we know he got a piece of the wall earlier on. I don't know if that's caused the car to be...
Oh, there they go. And Cody Lamas is around. And that's Chris Dollarton flipping. Whoa, Tim Fiegel, how did he avoid that?
I have no idea.
And Chris Dollarton flips. We have a flip at Kansas. Okay. That was a big wreck. And we're leading him back to line. And Leo Rogers. He has a lot of front end damage. And the points there, Jessica Shelton has damage.
Yep, right side damage on the 29.
And leading back to the line was Michael Norman, even though Zach Buchanan is leading him. He's like, I want to lead. They're going to have to get this reshuffled. I don't know what they're doing. There's Chris Dollarton. He got involved. I don't know if anybody else is on pit road. No. Looking around for more cars damaged. Tim Freilich has damage. We saw Cody Lamas spin, and the bad luck continues. Oh my goodness. Witness this, it happens. Steven Gonzalez, he went around. Steven's down there. He's 9th in points. That's not good for him.
Yeah, this isn't good for the 55 at all.
Randy Carpenter, 39 car. A lot of damage on a state wire heater Chevrolet. Looking through here for anybody else's damage. We saw Leo Rogers have his damage. There's Shelton. She's going to get her damage repaired. I think the 10 car might retire. Leo Rogers, who started off the season very well, had some great runs. Probably could have won a couple races. He's fallen off a lot lately as they're making pit stops. And they're already done. And Keith Batson, the 99's going to be first off pit road. Oh, no. Chris Washer stayed out.
Wow.
The Bristol winner. Only car to stay out. Again, people are playing the strategy and starting to mess with people. And it looks like Washer's staying out, and he's going to lead a lap. He already has a win this season, but a second win would really help him out. And he's going to have his teammate right behind him in the 99. But
and I don't know if these might have been some of the guys that may have come to pit road under our first caution. Maybe, Washer able to stay out. I think Batson and Norman might have gone with a gas and go, because I saw other drivers up at the front, like Liam Ervig. He went with tires, and I'm assuming probably Zach Buchanan went with tires. So maybe an opportunity for them to short pit and get track position.
There's another car with damage. Andreas Allen has a little bit of rear end damage. There's Jessica Shelton. She didn't stay on pit road that long. She's actually going around the 21. Oh. I don't know.
And I'm not really sure, but I thought it might have been like Skype glitching, but I thought I saw like a little bit of a tire mark on the right side of the 12 of Galligan too. I may be wrong, but
the passenger side.
Yeah, I thought so.
Well, maybe take a look under the green flag. I saw another car have damage with Jack Richards back here. His hood's buckled up now. I was looking at that 78 car. I mean, he got lucky. We'll have to check the replay and show some of these wrecks and everything and angles. Michael Cozy has a little buckle as well. We'll go back now. We're going to take a look now as we're under caution for the second time today here at Kansas, as the race leader is Chris Washer. Let's see what happened on the back straightaway. Well, Seth said it starts around the 10 car here, and he's probably right, because if they're off in this corner and somebody's up on the highs like this, it's going to be pretty bad. Seth, let you see what you see here.
Yeah, I've not seen a wreck actually
right
at this
there.
track. It was
teammates. Shelton
Wow.
got hooked by Chris Dollarton, and Steven Gonzalez and Cody hit the wall. Look at the 33. He got jacked up by the 43. We'll go back and check some more angles. Look at this. Dollarton's going to go for a ride in that 33. Cozy back there is getting hit. Stevens blocking up the track. Galligan might have got hit right there. You were talking about that. There's Llama spinning. Cozy's around. Dollarton right here. Watch this. Look at the 78 car. Watch Tim Fiegel. Just jerk it to the... Oh,
Yeah,
he got a little bitty pit.
tiny piece.
Just a tiny piece of it. McLeod did a great job around as well.
I think the 39 and all that checkup, I think he ran into the back of Andreas Allen, but I'm not sure.
That might have been what happened. We're going to go back a little bit. We saw right here, though, Dollarton, I don't know, I can't really tell. I think Dollarton right there, I think he's aware the 10 car is on the outside of him. He's actually going to come down. He does. Yeah, he hooked the 29.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Now we're going to go back a little bit. And Keith Batson actually forced Steve Gonzalez up. He moved up and forced him into the 48, so that wasn't Steven's fault. And he rubbed the door with the 43. Right. Batson kind of just was like a battery ram just running through there.
Man.
And look, some of these cars get through here. Now we're going to go back to the back. Let's see. Some of these cars did get some damage from checking up. There's Andreas Allen. And there's the 39 you're talking about. Randy Carpenter's a couple cars back. And there's smoke, there's smoke, there's smoke. Silver Fox thinks stops and misses the 48. Wow, hey, he got a little piece. There's Red Bell. Oh, second in points, Red Bell.
Oh, wow, she got quite a hit.
I didn't even know she was involved in the wreck. And you were right about the 39. He rear-ended Andreas Allen. 21, I mean. But yeah, Red Bell was trying to fly through there and try to cut the gap right there and slam Cody Lamas. Oh my goodness. That's second in points. First in points got involved. I don't know what Red was. I mean, I guess she thought the 48 was going to stay down. It looked like she had a row, and then the 48's rear end just kicked out in front of her.
Well, the thing is, the 48 actually was staying down, but then got a hit from, I don't know.
I think it was Silver Fox.
That was, yeah, it was 91.
And then a lot of these guys just had to slow up and avoid it. But that was a lot of cars involved in that. Shoo. And there's Dollarton, what's left of his car. But there was a lot of cars that time involved. And again, that was a couple of teammates that started that wreck. Dollarton and Jessica Shelton, so that was interesting. But that's what we saw there. Now we're going to have to see what happens now on this next restart. And Chris Washer stayed out. What's that going to do for this restart? We're about to find out as we get ready to go back to live action here at Kansas. Alright guys, we're going to go back to green once again. And we're going to be working like 28 of 41. Two drivers dropped out of the race. Chris Dollarton and second in points, Red Bell, who we didn't even know was involved in the wreck, actually retired from the race. So that's going to be huge right there with the 20 car being out. And Shelton stayed in the race, and she's running in 10th. So that's, I guess, running in the back strategy did not work out for Red Bell whatsoever there.
No, apparently not. I mean, Red Bell had a sound strategy, and she almost made it through that wreck, but the 48 just kind of closed up the hole that she had for a split second, and that's what cost her. So this could be a big points paying day for Jessica Shelton if she's able to salvage a good finish here. She's still running in the top 10.
And I was looking up, there's a green flag back out. We got 3 Roush cars in the top 4 spots at the moment. Washer, Batson, and James Qualls is up here. It's nice to see the Roush cars running well. We already saw what happened with Ryan Acosta. I think that was all of them. There was only 4, I believe. I think. Anyway.
You know what would be so weird?
What?
James Qualls actually won the Snickers Cup Series race I had at Kansas. What if he won here too?
He hasn't won. It's been a couple seasons since he's won the Mountain Dew Racing Series, and he never has won it when he drove the 6 car once a couple seasons ago. He did not win that season. That was his one winless season. Well, actually, he didn't win last season either, but still. He hasn't won with Roush yet in the 6 car. That'd be interesting. As Joshua Mudd's going for the lead, the Las Vegas winner, going after Michael Norman. Talk about another driver like Cody Lama having bad luck. Michael Norman would be second on the most the most bad luck during the season so far. In 9 races, this is a pretty interesting stat. 9 races, he has 5 DNFs. That's tied with Cole Daly for the most in the series. I did not even realize he had wrecked that many times out. Michael needs something to happen. He won 2 races last season. He still missed the chase last season with 2 wins. But, I mean, he was still competitive last season when he ran for Roush in the 99. But just needs something to go his way. As Mudd, Blazer, and Zach Buchanan, another person who can capitalize on points. 3rd in points coming today's race. Up here once again. Another good run for that 14 car.
Yeah, and one driver we haven't talked about at all today, James McLeod, coming up there in the 51, comes outside the top 20 in points. A win could definitely put him up maybe inside the top 15, maybe the top 10 with the hard luck we've seen a lot of drivers have today.
When I think of James McLeod, I think about the Kansas race 2 seasons ago. I think it was the first time I ever ran this race. He started 36th place and won the race. He rallied all the way to the front within like 5 laps, stayed up there and dominated. That was on the route to that dominating championship win he had in season 4. But that was his final points win. He has not won a points-paid event since that race in season 4. He won the All-Star race last season, but he hasn't won a points race since his championship season. What would it mean if he came back to Kansas where he last won and won here again?
I mean, you got almost the same scenario coming from the back to the front, a track that you're able to do that, but a track that you really can't hold the lead very easily. I mean, if he can get up here and hold the lead, it'd be completely polar opposite of what we've seen for the characteristics of this track.
Yeah, we're seeing some new players up at the front for the first time. Tony Blazer, Sean Galligan, James Silverfox, Andreas Allen with the bumper drooping down on the back. No problem for that stick go forward. He's still running good up there. He's in the top 10. And Jacob Lawler, who was back in the back's up there as well. And Aaron Reed, who started dead last of racing the 41, is up here. So comers and goers for sure this race. We're seeing those guys coming from the back now up to the front. They avoided everything, and some still damaged, but they're still doing something.
And right now, they're oh man, they're gonna go 4 wide again. I was just gonna say, we were talking earlier about how all the Dodges were up there. Well, now we got ourselves like a little cornucopia of manufacturers up here. It doesn't seem like really one manufacturer is outdoing the other.
Yeah, as Galligan's leading the way, and there was a big showing from each manufacturer here. Jacob Lawler's gonna go way down under Tony Blazer, who almost got Zach Buchanan. Gotta be careful. There's Cole Daly. We were talking about him. Another driver struggling this season. He's up here at the front. Good run for him. Joseph Lombard we haven't talked about. There's Sky Commons, the winner from Bristol. Chris Washer, already a former winner this season. Back here a little bit more. There's Tim Walsh, Liam Mervick, Jake Rogers been quiet. There's Collard. Seth Cole is back here with a little bit of damage. And here's a little bit. I think these are some of the damaged cars. There's Trent. I don't know what place this is. About 23rd-ish range. Oh, and they just wrecked. I just heard it. There they go. And it's Zach Buchanan, Silver Fox.
Oh, my goodness.
Just plowed the heck out of Andreas out. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man. Cozy's in it. Good Lord.
And they are still wrecking. McLeod's in it. There's Cody again.
Whoa, hello, Cody.
Oh, my gosh.
It's like, I'm
Justin
here.
Perry wrecked. What in the world just happened? Okay. Qualls is in it. Dylan Young's in it.
Well, I'll tell you, they were racing super hard up there at the front. For a moment, I thought actually Lawler and Blazer were going to wreck. But
these cars are destroyed on pit road. Blazer, Cozy, Llamas, Dylan Young, Trent Dunham got hit hard. Leo Rogers got involved. There's Justin Perry, last week's winner. Zach Buchanan, 3rd in points. It's not a good day to be up in points. Trent's 5th in points.
No, it's not.
Ian Dutta 8th in points. Dylan Young's 4th in points. Last week's winner was involved. Poor Cody involved again. There's McLeod, who was just leading, and now his car's smoking. Oh, my goodness. Even with cautions on, their guys are wrecking like crazy. I know there's more cars involved. There's Joshua Collard. Oh, he got involved. He's smoking.
I was going to say.
James Qualls is involved. Man, what just happened?
Wow.
That was a huge wreck. I don't know what happened. People were not slowing down. That's the disappointing part about that. They were just plowing into stopped cars. That was very bad on the guys in the back. There's Irvig. He has damage. These guys just didn't have their brains on just then, did they?
No, they didn't. I mean, you look and you see guys who are running up at the front, and McLeod and Kyler. You see guys who are running mid-pack, like Cozy and Dunham, and then you see guys who are damaged and off the pace at the rear of the field, like Dylan Young and Ian Dutta.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. And Galligan ends up leading out of all this, and we're going to have 3 laps to go at the line. I don't know if we're going to go back to green or not. We'll have to wait and see.
I think we might. We may have a shot for a one-lap shootout.
It's going to be interesting with these guys up here. There's a lot of guys needing to win, but we're going to go back and check the costume for the 3rd time today. Let's see what happened. This was the big one. Well, we're having wrecks every part of the racetrack today, I guess. Let's go into turn 1 and have a wreck, shall we, Seth? Let's see what happens here.
Well, Blazer and Buchanan don't give each other a whole lot of room in the middle there going to turn 1.
You know, they rubbed doors the previous lap, too. And Blazer's not turning down away from Zach Buchanan.
No, he's not.
That looked intentional. He's staying. Oh, man, Silver Fox is going to be in the wrong place. Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
And there goes Silver Fox, there goes Buchanan and Blazer. That was looked like a little bit of a rookie mistake, and it might have been a little bit of a temper. Look at that. He has 2 cars going over him. I mean, Silver Fox is in the fence. Winner from Texas. Zach Buchanan's flipping. Oh, this is an interesting sight. Oh, and there's the hit right there for Trent.
There's Trent.
We'll go back to the front and see what happened ahead of them. Man, Trent, I don't know why.
We're going to have to look further up, too, because James McLeod got through that wreck, and we saw him smoking coming to pit road, so something else happened further up at some point.
Look at Danny Wells swerved by there. I know these other guys back here wrecked. Now, I want to see this first, these slow guys. Okay, Cozy was trying to avoid Zach Buchanan. There was an upside-down car coming down the track. I don't know if he had much control over that. Man, he's going to come up. Watch this. Man, right in the driver's side door of the Sega 1 car. Holy cow. It looked really bad at that
like
angle.
A dart.
And then you imagine that car was still going pretty fast. I just wanted to see, and Cody's gonna slam him. I mean, these guys, look at the speed. It's 190. He hit the 14. He's gonna hit Trent about 155.
Oh my goodness!
And then Cody's gonna come flying in here. Oh, there's Dylan Young.
There's Dylan Young.
He hits. Man, Zach Buchanan got hit by a lot of cars. That's 180 miles an hour. He sent that 14 car flying.
And upside down, may we add?
And then Justin Perry hits him. And there's another hit for Zach.
Oh my goodness, and look at that. Rear tires off the asphalt for the 11.
And then Cody is going to slam Cozy. And we haven't even got to the front part of this wreck yet. He hits him right there pretty hard. And this is the only angle, so I was just like, hi. We didn't even see what happened to Cody.
I love how he just shoots into the camera. I'm here.
We'll see it again when we check McLeod. McLeod got through that first initial part of that wreck.
Yeah.
We saw that. Oh, what happened here? So he got through this part. He did a good job actually getting through this, actually. He came down. He did. I thought Watcher was going to hit him. Does somebody else? Oh, what is Collar's
watch the 43. 43 comes up. Yep.
Wow. McLeod was an innocent victim there, and so was Qualls. Collar was on the apron for some reason there. I don't know why. It's actually kind of ironic.
Well, he went down to the apron to avoid the wreck, but he kind of merged too soon.
Yeah, and these guys are spinning. I was looking back to Jessica Shelton was actually way back there. The points there. She got through this. She gained a few more spots. And like I said, this is the angle was on. There's Cody. I think McLeod actually hits him. Wow, he does. Wow.
Oh, yeah, he did.
I don't know if that was a frustration hit for getting wrecked right there. I don't think anybody else wrecked. I think that was it. I think we saw everything. But that was a lot going on in that wreck for sure. And
yeah, there was.
Oh, there's Ian Dutta. We didn't even see what happened to him. He's the very last car, I believe. He's back here with Leo Rogers. Oh, these two did get involved too. I think Tim Fiegel's the only car back here who gets around it. He actually, this is the second time he's, oh my, look at that. Wow, Tim Fiegel, that's 2 wrecks he basically
that's
avoided.
Twice, holy cow.
And there's Silver Fox. Silver Fox was able to drive away from that wreck. Are you kidding me? Is that too, wait.
Okay.
Dylan
He was up in the catch fence.
Yeah, he's still driving. I don't understand, I can't believe that. Here comes, oh, Leo Rogers ran into Trent. Here comes Ian Dutta. He just clipped the 10 car. I think he could have drove away. He got stuck. That's what happened to him.
Yep.
Right there with his teammate. That's a horrible day for Earnhardt Ganassi Racing, which they just had all their cars wrecked and just, I don't even know. Collard stopped right there with Perry. And again, I don't know how that car's even driving away.
I don't either. I don't have a clue.
Well, the Wreckfest 400 is about to conclude. I don't know if we're going to get another lap in this race or not, but we'll have to wait and see. As Sean Galligan's the race leader, what is going to happen here in the Power Energy 400? Whew. Well, guys, we are back once again, and the pace car lights are off. We're going to have a 1-lap shootout, which is the one thing Sean Galligan did not want to see. We have more cars that dropped out of the race. They include Cody Lamas, Dylan Young, Michael Cozy, Joshua Collard, James Qualls, James McLeod, Tony Blazer, James Silver Fox, who kept driving somehow, Ian Dutta, his caller today, Zach Buchanan, Leo Rogers, Justin Perry, Dirk, and Trent Dunham. I don't even know what to say after that, do you?
I just hope that a number of those drivers are okay. I mean, Zach Buchanan, Trent Dunham, they took a lot of hits.
Well, the top 5 in this running order have not won this season. We might have a first-time winner this season as the green flag is out and the white flag for Sean Galligan. Aaron Reed, who started dead last, is in second. Does he or Jacob Waller or the rest of the field have anything for that 12 car?
And
Well,
Galligan got a good restart, opened up some distance, but,
that Lawler going under the 41 right here is going to hurt Aaron Reed. Cole Daly going to try to make it 3 wide, and that might be all she wrote right there. And that's all it's going to take. Coming out of turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Sean Galligan, the SKF Ford for Team Penske, is going to win here and take the 500 Energy 400 here at Kansas Speedway. His first win of Season 6.
That's a big win for him, too. That's going to help him 24th in points. And, man, he was put into probably one of the most precarious positions for a leader in that one-lap shootout. I mean, you got everybody else behind you going to try everything they can to get by you, but Jacob Lawler was kind of the best friend of that 12, kind of occupying the 41 car there.
Yeah, Aaron Reed, he was trying to make a move, but then Cole Daly even got under both he and Jacob Lawler, and that really sealed the deal for those guys, and that locked it up for the 12 car. And speaking of Team Penske, all 3 cars have already went to victory lane this season now, and it only took 10 races. They've won 4 out of 10 races this season. That's 40% of the races already. Young has 2 wins, Jake Rogers has 1, and now Sean Galligan has a win. Team Penske's kind of looking like real-life Team Penske already early in the season.
Yeah, they kind of are. You're right.
That's pretty interesting. But Galligan wins. This is his 2nd career win. He won last season once, I believe it was at Coca-Cola. So he got one over there. But now he's got one here at Kansas. And race 10 is in the books.
And I think that the key thing for Galligan there was the fact that he got the good jump there when the green flag came out.
Yeah, that was a big factor. Jacob Lawler snuck in there for 2nd. You're talking about a guy that needs another good run. Jacob Lawler, he's 40th in points. Guy was bound for the championship last season at Homestead. Didn't win it, and he just had a struggling season. This is by far his best run of the season. This looks like his rookie season, Jacob Lawler. This doesn't look like the sophomore slump, Jacob Lawler. Maybe this will help this team get going in the right direction for sure.
I mean, he definitely used the right strategy today. He was very quiet early on and was up there at the front when it counted.
And talking about another driver, Aaron Reed, I mean, he had his problems today. He's 16th in points coming to today's race. He started dead last. Talking about, you said, starting in the back, not a bad idea. Started dead last, ends up 3rd. He had a shot at the win, but again, it kind of was messed up for him. But Aaron Reed definitely probably pushed him into the top 10. One of the veterans of the series. Good to see him running well.
Absolutely.
And we look through the rest of the field. Cole Daly, great run for him. Andreas Allen, who was a dominant car a couple weeks back at Texas, and good run for him. It's a good-looking top 5, actually, if you could say. It's pretty much a surprise one, kind of like last season. It didn't come down to the fuel strategy, but we had these guys really went up front all race long that came up at the end and got good finishes out of it. So, again, the unpredictability of Kansas definitely showed itself again here at Kansas once again this season. Sky Commons, Michael Norman, Joseph Lombard, Tim Walsh, and Chris Washer, top 10. Talking about a quiet driver, Tim Walsh was 6th in points coming to today's race. He got a great finish. Really going to push him toward maybe the points lead possibly. Might look down a little bit to see. Washer, who stayed out, ends up 10th. I think he actually did the strategy and got top 10 out of it.
Yeah, he did.
Looking through the field, points leader Jessica Shelton ended up 21st. She kind of salvaged her day out, but I think a lot of those drivers falling out of the race saved her. But again, just a disaster for a lot of these guys down here. It was a wreck fest for sure.
I mean, somewhere in all of that, those DNFs are 2nd through 5th in points coming into today's race.
Yeah. And I need to remember, I'm looking at it, I need to fix Trent's name on RPM. I know that's going to be messed up, so I'll have to fix that. But anyway, if there are any more problems, I'll fix it. But that is it for Kansas today, race number 10. Congrats to Sean Galligan, the whole Team Penske 12 team for winning today's race. And I also want to thank you, Seth Cole, for being here today with me for this race to co-commentate. So please make sure you guys subscribe to him. The link will be below in the description. And again, thank you for helping me out today. Hopefully you can do it again soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Great race here at Kansas.
Yep, and that is it, guys. I hope we didn't bore you guys. Surely we didn't. We're always awesome. What?
Yeah, we are awesome. Come on.
But another exciting
We had
race.
Cody Lamas come flying into the screen. I mean...
And just update Cody where he finished. He ended up 37th. So.
Oh.
Sorry, Cody.
Sorry, Cody.
He's going to say, I can see his comment already. Wrecked again. Anyway, his day will come one day, but not today. But it is the day for Sean Galligan. UK gets a victory today here at the Kansas Speedway. Congrats again to one last time for him. Thank you guys for watching. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to keep up with the series and the other videos on the channel. Leave your comment below. Keep up your ride, and just if you have anything to say. Again, thank you guys for watching. Thanks again to Seth. I will see you guys next time here on the Mound Race Series for race number 11, which I don't know where it's going to be at. We'll find out soon. But until then, bye.
Because.
Speed channel is no longer here. Just so sad. I don't know what to say. Seth, take it away.
Set that to music right away, people.
Why?
Probably not, but I just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas, and I hope you like this video for today. I will see you guys next time, very soon, and thanks for watching this diecast review. I'll see you guys later. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. Bye! The lifetime way. Wow.
How did I get up there? Oh, this is impossible. This is impossible. The Captain Bro Head Ready Review. This is going to be a problem. And Brian Acosta. P200 in front of John Dillon up the hill. Justin Perry's on his back bumper. He's going to get wrecked. Oh, he gets pinned behind the 51. That's all it takes. John Dillon's going back to victory lane. This time the Mountain Race Series. John Dillon takes the Daytona 500.